Today in the Creativity Explorer, we're going to talk about what we can learn about our creative skills from thinking like a comic artist. I had a pleasure of recently meeting with Hinds, which is the president of the Association of Comic Artists of Singapore, to learn more about the mindset and the thinking and the creative skills of people who create comics. Now, we had this interesting discussion and I realized something, that comic artists are one of the really impressive creative skills, because you see, when we look at them, we try to say, oh, they're good at illustration, and yes, they are. They're amazing at illustrations. But to be a great comic artist, you need to be able to draw like an artist, but at the same time, you have to have the sensitivity of a writer to tell a story. You need to have the vision of a movie director to see what the story is going to visually look like. You need to have to see like a photographer to know how, from which perspective are we going to look at the scene that is just playing out. We need to have the taste of the costume designer, because the illustrators also deciding what they're going to wear and what they're going to look like in the scene. And you need to have the product management skills of a producer. And of course, the last part, as Jerry said, the fifth dimension of storytelling is the size and the shape of the panel themselves. In comics, not only do we have to decide from which perspective we're looking at the scene, what it looks like, the lighting, the mood, the story, the words, the positions of the characters, we also can play around with the shape and the size of the panel itself. That creates a storytelling technique in itself. Realizing that you have to master all of those different techniques, all of these different creative abilities at the same time, makes graphic artists one of the most creative jobs that you can really be inspired by. What can we all learn about this? Well, my insight is that if we want to be creative in whatever endeavor we want to pursue our creativity in, we should ask ourselves, from how many different perspectives can we approach it? How many different hats of a creative expertise can I put on myself and to create the thing that I'm trying to create? From the more creative expertise perspective we approach something, the more we add layers of the creativity that we're producing, and the higher the creative output will become. That is my insight from interviewing Jerry, and I hope it has inspired you to also look at what you're doing from many different perspectives. This is Frederick Harron, the Creativity Explorer. Always explore new ways of being creative.